Today we're looking at the new FCX24 Lemur. This is the latest release from FMS. It's a 1/24th scale crawler. It's a bit different to their other FCX24 models. Now it does have all the usual FCX24 features. You've got your portal axles and metal gears on the rear and on the front. You've got an axle mounted metal gear steering servo. You've got your 2-speed gearbox, your all-in-one ESC and receiver with your really nice slow speed control with the FCX24. I know what you're thinking, it's just another FCX24 with a different body. However, there are a couple of differences, that being one of them. So it actually comes with oil-filled shocks out of the box, and it's not too much oil, it's just a little bit of oil, and it's actually really nicely damped, in my opinion. So, that's really nice, oil-filled shocks out of the box. I mean, I think I was literally only saying recently on one of my review videos for the FCX24, I wish they just came with oil-filled shocks, and there you go, we've got it. So I know oil-filled shocks isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I really like them. I much prefer the movement with oil-filled shocks than just friction shocks. Obviously you've got this different kind of rock bouncer body. Might not be to everybody's taste, with the decals on there and stuff like that, but gives it a bit of colour, makes it stand out, looks a little bit different. I quite like the actual rock racer style with the roll cage and everything built into it. It's all nylon, so obviously it doesn't weigh too much. The driver's actually a 2-piece, so you can actually turn their heads as well. The only LEDs on this one is the roof light. There are holes in the front for front lights, but there aren't any lights on the front. You've got this kind of front bumper here on the front, which I'm going to take off, to be honest. And then obviously the other main difference is these big wheels and tyres. Masses of ground clearance on this thing, but obviously it means it's got a really high centre of gravity, so it is going to be, it's going to tip over a lot, basically. These wheels and tyres are more kind of like 18th scale. The tread pattern is not the best. As you can see, the tyres are dirty. I've already ran this thing on the rocks. I didn't manage to trail run it because we've just had like torrential rain for days here. But I managed to get out in the rock crawler course in the back garden and give it a test. So I'll show you that footage in a moment. Comes with the usual FMS transmitter, really nice small transmitter, really easy to use, lovely in the hand, really nice to drive one-handed with the foam grip on the wheel, nice and small and compact. It's a 3-channel transmitter, so you've got channel 3 to do your 2-speed, and then you can turn your lights on with the bind button, and you can cycle through the different controls with the reverse button and then the bind button, so you can switch between like forward brake reverse, things like that. You've got all your steering trim and your throttle trim adjustment and everything on there, which is really nice. But decent little controller. You get your usual FMS 2-amp USB charger, your usual wheel hex tool, your little spring collars, and you get your manual as well. And the battery placement on this is actually really cool. So it just goes in the back here in this little tray, which first of all, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's just going to come off all the time. But actually, it's pretty good. So you just pull it off. Your battery just sits in there. Obviously, you've got your power cable to plug it in. You've got your 2S Lipo 308 milliamp hour 5C battery. So let's get that plugged in. Nice and easy to get your cover back on. Just pop it on, clip it on, job done. So yeah, just nice little cool battery tray design. I like that. Your power button's just here on the side, so if we switch that on, like I said, you turn the roof light on with the bind button. It's a decent little kind of like LED light. It's not too bright, not too much in your face. Decent little metal geared steering servo, plenty of steering angle. In terms of its size and comparing it to the other FCX24 models, you've got your K5 Blazer, there's your Lemur, and then you've got your Power Wagon. If we move the Blazer out the way, you've also got your Smasher. So you can see with the Smasher, that's just got your friction shocks. Your Lemur's got oil-filled shocks, and I've oil-filled the shocks on the Power Wagon and also on my Blazer as well. Now, in my opinion, I think this is kind of like a more of an upgrade-ready rig. I think, changing the wheels and tyres for something better, a bit more low-down weight, and I actually think this thing would be really, really good on the rocks with the ground clearance that it has. If you're going to be kind of running some lines where you need a lot of ground clearance, maybe a bit of routing and stuff like that on a trail, this thing just has real potential. It's not the same as their kind of scale rigs like the FCX18 LC80 and the Blazer. But it's more like the Smasher, where it's kind of like more of a fun rig, I would say. But yeah, it's definitely got potential. Let's give it a test on the rock course, see how it performs. I think it's going to struggle with these tyres, but let's just give it a try. Yeah, you can see it is quite top heavy. Those tyres are struggling for grip. I mean, normally to get up there, to be honest, we need a bit of wheel speed unless you've got like super grippy tyres and a decent bit of low down weight. So let's try with a bit of wheel speed. Nice, we did make it, although we got ourselves stuck already. See if we can free it up. Nice. See if we can go nice and slow up here. See what these tyres are like. Not bad, not bad. You can see those oil fill shocks are doing their job, dampening the suspension there as it came down. You know, it's not really bouncy or anything, definitely more stable. You know, I mean, okay, they've only got a tiny bit of oil in them, but you know, it's better than nothing and better than friction shocks in my opinion. Now, I very much doubt these tyres are going to get us up here, especially because it's rained today as well, so there's a little bit of dampness, but let's give it a try. We'll try nice and slow. We might have to wheel speed it up there though. You can see we're struggling straight away. Let's moving across to the side. This is pushing over. Just trying to lift the front end. Let's try a different angle. Yeah, you can see those tyres. You can see how it's just shifting over. It's just pushing itself over. Just doesn't really have a lot of grip on those tyres. Let's try a bit of wheel speed, see if we can get up there. Oh, yeah, it's definitely top heavy. You can see those tyres just really struggling for grip. You know, I think it's got ground clearance for days. I mean, so much ground clearance on it, but you know, the tyres just aren't up to much, and then obviously with all that ground clearance comes obviously a high centre of gravity. But I think with some decent tyres and a bit of weight low down, you know, this would be a pretty cool little rock crawler because you've got quite a lot of clearance. I'm going to take that bumper off the front, but you know, you've got quite a lot of ground clearance, you've got a massive approach angle and departure angle. So yeah, this thing could actually be, you know, a pretty decent little rock crawler. Yeah, you can see we're really struggling for grip there on the tyres. Most things can get up here, to be honest. You know, still typical FCX24, nice slow speed control. Oh, the seagulls think so too. Be nice if I was at the beach. Nice. Okay, so one advantage it should have is ground clearance. Let's give it a try coming out the pit. Those tyres are struggling for grip again, look. Oh wow, we're not going to get any grip. Whereas that is really struggling for grip, isn't it? Nice bit of ground clearance there. Noisy seagulls. Yeah, I know it's got loads of ground clearance, you know, still a nice bit of flex. I love the oil-filled shocks. It's the tyres that are laying it down the most, to be honest. I mean, it has got a high centre of gravity, so it does fall over a bit. But obviously with those tyres and the fact that it just pushes itself along and doesn't bite, that's the main thing that's laying it down, is that tyre grip. But, you know, I think it's got potential. It's definitely like a, well, what would you call it, an upgrade-ready rig, I would say. You know, you need to do some upgrades to get it to perform. You know, if you want to just whiz around and do jumps and obstacles and stuff like that, then, you know, it'd probably be great fun. But if you want to actually use it as a crawler, then I think the first thing is going to be a little bit of low down weight and some better tyres, I would say. Yeah, it definitely doesn't have the performance of the other FCX24 models. You know, I still think the best set of tyres are on the Blazer. I think personally the Power Wagon performs the best out of the box. This has got that kind of Power Wagon potential, in my opinion, you know, with all that ground clearance, which is one of the things that the Power Wagon really has as an advantage, you know, a lighter body and lots of ground clearance, which, you know, this is kind of similar, but the Power Wagon tyres are definitely better. Anyway, let me know what you think of it in the comments. I'll get some upgrades on then. I'll do a follow-up video so we can see how it performs with some better wheels and tyres, maybe a bit of low-down weight on there as well. We'll ditch that front bumper, yeah, and we'll just kind of see how it performs with some upgrades. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Drop me a comment if you've got any questions. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.